Alright, we're going to do a walk around today. And mainly trying to find some weird and unique things. Anything that's a bit more uncommon. Any weird mutations. And we'll just have a look at whatever we see along the way. So this one here is always quite unique to me and catches my eye. It's not that super unique up here at the top, but it does have these indentations and quite long spines. And so you can see how far down the trunk it is. It's quite unique, and so it's a very spiky plant, especially at the base here with all these pups. I would, at the moment, maybe put this in the book of unique trichos. This one is a Sentensis cross Cereblue cross SSO2. This one caught my eye today. Quite a nice blue. And we got, what is that? TA07 cross TIG cross Len. Does not surprise me, as a lot of those crosses are quite unique looking and very nice. May as well find out what this one is. Sharks cross Ivan. Quite thick. Now we've got this unique one. It's quite skinny, and it's been skinny for quite a few years. Slow grower. And this one was from Herbalistics in Australia. And if I can get to the tag. So this one was LMP Special, which, from what I understand, is legendary Matakana Pakanoi, and for a certain reason, Herbalistics has labelled it as special. Probably because of the aerial closeness and the lines, and it just looks a bit odd. And in a way, it just sort of looks like it's not mature, but it just, it's quite an odd look. We've got this one here. We've had a few people label this as viral, but if it is, pretty cool. And this one is unidentified. I bought it as a seedling with no tag. This one here has a unique look. Not super crazy, but something, it does catch my eye and I do like looking at it. The pups are pretty average. they don't give any real nice looks. But this bit seems to get like, it's a decent size, and the lines are quite nice, I find. See if we can get the shade side. No. Horrible lighting at the moment. But that one is pack cross sausage. It might be a capel pack, or yeah, not too sure. But I got the number on there, so I can always look that up. This one looks quite similar to the one over there that I just mentioned, but it's not. Psycho cross Big Plim. That is quite nice. We've got some grafts from seeds from Peru, and so far we're getting some really nice, unique looking specimens, genetics. If anyone watched that grafting experiment video, these are the grafts. I can't remember exactly which was which, but this is what they're looking like now. Plumped up. And surprisingly, this one, which is the old, it is a Bridgesii, but this is the oldest rootstock out of all of these. It was quite high, but it was a very skinny Bridgesii, which goes to show why it's got such little growth on it compared to these guys. Of course, these ones are super unique, and I could look at crests for days. Like, it's always changing. Every bit you look at is unique compared to the rest of it. This one's TBMC, Trichocereus Bridgesii, Monstros cristata. And we do have another one, smaller, just there, which has a bit less growth on it, but it's doing some similar stuff. Little freaky arm out there. We've got some big crests. They're unique, but there are quite a lot of crests out these days. And I've noticed that the price for them has dropped dramatically, as they're not that hard to grow and clone and graft, so everyone's pretty much got a crest nowadays. But they're still worth it. Like, they constantly have a new look all over it. These ones, the new look is always on the top, and this always stays the same. So if you're looking for a cactus that has the looks constantly changing, a crest is the best. You could look at it for probably an hour and just love every bit of it. I find this one quite unique. It's not too much special up here, But if anyone else remembers in my older videos, it used to have some freaky stuff going on here. And it looked super cool. And it was on all sides. So it's still got the potential in the future to go back to something like this. But for now, it's just doing what it's doing. That one is Lost Label. Then we've got this unique one here. And this one is a Capel Pachanoi cross Big Ass Peru. In my opinion, quite unique. Now, these are a couple of my bigger ones. I haven't grown too many of these bigger variety, like Trichocereus or anything like that. So these, to me, are quite unique. They're super fat and not even that tall. Same as this one, I love this one. So this one, I think that is Z Scop cross DSST. Dawson's Short Spine Trichocereus. That one I'm not too sure about. Okay, so I've just reached in and that one reads Collector's Corner Cuscoensis cross Dawson's Passacana. Love it. Can't wait for it to be big. This one's quite unique for me. There's quite a lot of spines on this. And they're kind of like bunched up, quite thick. And that is Unknown. So here we have another graft from Peru. One of the seedlings I've grown with seeds that are from Peru. This one came out with a variegation. And just in general, it's just a nice looker. Quite fat at the moment. Looking nice. Dark spines with fiery red tips. Or black tips, but fiery red at the center, I suppose. It's quite nice. No variegation on this side. Yeah. But still nice. There's always ones that catch my eye in here that I think are unique or I don't see too often. Like that one there looks fairly unique to me. This one's not too... That one's interesting because it's got a very bumpy sort of skin look to it. It's not very smooth compared to this one. This one's super smooth looking, but this one is quite bumpy. Just a bit different. And see, if you were to breed something and it had a bumpy look like that, for example, maybe you wanted a Bridgesii where it already has these dips and you cross that with that, then you might get something real weird. Got some variegation going on there, Tunjo. you either love variegated or you hate them. I'm in between. I don't love them, but they're cool to look at. As long as you can keep them alive, I suppose. And then of course we have CSD. My one has stopped going sort of mutated at the top. It still looks quite nice, but it hasn't continued the quite famous mutation there and down there and a little bit down there, and it seems to have sort of a pattern of doing that. But this time it went for a bit longer, from there to there, and that one's like very small, that one's a bit bigger. So it sort of tells me either it's growing faster, so the pattern goes for longer, or it's more so transitioning into almost doing that full time and not reverting back to this, possibly. That'd be awesome. Absolute stunner, super unique. Just saw someone had a flower bud on a CSD, or maybe multiple flower buds. I can't really remember, but yeah, it'd be awesome if you could get some seeds from that, and interesting to see what he gets from it in crosses. So now we've got this one. This one is HBO4 from Herbalistics, cross Cuscoensis. So I bought these seeds from Herbalistics many years ago, and I find it quite unique. Already so young, so I'm very excited for it to get quite big and more mature. Just recently bought some succulents and cacti from, I think it's Cacti and Succulent Nursery Australia. So it was really cool to go there and check them out. Got these real cool seedlings from them. Got that one from them. That one, those. Got this one from them. Quite interesting. Got some, maybe some etiolation going on there. It's growing quite oddly. We've got a bit of a unique look here. It's an odd sort of thing to happen. I mean, it happens all the time, but it's still nice to see it every now and again. Seedlings are always fun to look at. See the different coloured spines, the shapes, the ribs. Always find a unique one in a bunch of seedlings. So I found this one this morning and thought this is quite unique. So it's terminated on the top there, and it seems like it's got a bud coming out there. Not a bud, a pup, sorry. So that's cool. I grafted up crest, doing its thing. Noisy birds, eh? Got a ferret over here. Also, this crest is Rog Dog cross Trojan llama, and the terminated one is, what was it? Fields Pakanoi cross Rod, which is also Pakanoi. Then we've got this one, which I almost probably always talk about and show, but I can't get enough of it. I love it. And just that there is just so nice to look at. Kimber, Peru, cross E Ancestro. Got a graft here doing some weird rib stuff. This one I think is from Peru, a seedling that I've grafted up. And we've got HBO 8 here. He's a pretty normal pup, thick looking, no mutations yet, and another pup just there, also pretty normal looking. This one terminated at the top there. That was a pup. That was also a pup that had been cut off. We got this one here, quite serrated, like a saw sort of look. And the bigger column also has it. This one, from what I understand, is from Peru as well, but from Herbalistics. And we got here, this is it from a, who knows if it could be the same batch, but it's also from Peru, from Herbalistics. And it also has a bit of a sawtooth look, but is a lot more blue. Yeah, a little bit different. Here's some rib stuff happening on Peruviana sausage. I bet you a lot of loving the lawnmower in the background, aren't you? Who doesn't love a bit of lawn mowing? This one is, I think, Zed's cross Trojan llama, and this was a graft that I've done that was sort of crested or mutated, and this is what it's come out to look like. We've got our packed up seedlings here, fighting for a position. It's definitely too much, but these seeds grew off my Spacianus, so free seeds. Let the best survive. And so yeah, these ones are grown outdoors, and these are grown indoors, but now they're outdoors. But this is obviously a lot more seeds than this one. But you can see they're not very chunky, they're quite thin. And these ones are a bit more advanced. So this is inside, no light, just window light, that's it. And this is outside in this exact position. Both of them had these on. And what else do we have? We got this crest. I find quite unique. I find it quite a tight crest. And this was originally, I bought this grafted, and this is how it was, and it went up to about, I think it was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, went up to about there, and then since I had it, it grew up to there, and then they all started cresting, and that's what they look like now. This one was also a crest, but I sold that to someone, and it's quite cool, and it's done this three-headed thing a couple times now. So there's another piece there. It's sort of doing something weird on the left there, but overall it's a very cool crest. Possibly one of the coolest crests I have. This is quite a big, large, like spreading crest. That's a Sharks Crest TPM. This one is TPM Crest SSO2. So this one here I find quite unique. The colour of the spines, the farina, the blue, all of that, and then a bit of black on the tips. Quite nice. Not sure what it is. It might be a rosé cross. Yeah, I can't find the tag, but I think it's there somewhere. So this one is Brugesii Kai, and I really like this clone because of how it grows. So on some of the columns you'll get four-headed, 4 ribs, and the 4 ribs always look nice, quite unique. You will get a lot that do the forehead, like Brugesii, but it's always nice to see, and this Kai seems to do it quite often. This one is also forehead, 4 ribs, sorry. And then also, like, it's gone from 4 ribs to 6 ribs, maybe losing one there. So it's such a variation in ribs, and then you've even got one that's melting. It's mutated. So it's a very unique plant. Oh, and this one's also the Kai. That one's not, that's a different one, and that's a different one, but that's also Kai. So again, 5 ribs on that one. That's probably going to go to 5 soon. We've got Shark's Blue there looking good. HBO 7. HBO 8. This here is quite odd in the sense that it confuses me, because I've got this big rootstock here, which used to graft something else. It's got these two. It's had a few pups, and I always break the pups off because I have this grafted, but it's extremely skinny. I understand that it's probably only pumping in what it can handle there, but it used to have that one, and that one, and like, it's big, so why doesn't it make this one big? Possible root issues maybe, but it kind of stumps me because I grafted that the same time as I grafted that one there, around about, and that one. That one's a bit smaller, but it's still thicker, and the plant itself is taller but not as thick. That's grafted on the rootstock. So that one's, well, maybe it's the same size actually, but still surprises me really. Why it's so skinny. Here's something a little interesting. What do we got? This one is Lima cross Ocellato. So just a pup on the top, but it seems to have terminated down there. Well, either terminated, or sometimes they look like they terminate, but they still come out of the center, not as a pup, but as growth. But it does look like a pup. So it probably has pupped out. Oh yeah, I think it was a pup, because I remember I had some caterpillars on here eating them. That one is a no ID, not sure what it is. And here we have a Psychonaut cross open pollination, which quite a few people have liked. A unique look, always catches my eye. This one I find quite unique. This one is JAC 001 cross Tunjo. So I'm not sure what the JAC 001 looks like, but I can definitely see Tunjo in this. quite unique to have such small spines and then also that bit of a saw look. So this one is labelled Peruvianus madicana. So I assume that's not a clone. Maybe it's from Madicana, but that's what it says. Then we got some Samso 2 here. Still quite skinny, unfortunately. But still showing off some cool marks on it. Love this crest. This clone is very unique to me, as it will show various different mutation forms. So this is TPM cross N1, and so I've got a crest on it. Seems pretty solid. I get this growth here and then this growth, which are similar but not the same. And then on top of those two, then you get this kind of stuff. So that looks to be the same as that, or at least very close in growth pattern. And then this is probably similar to those two, but again different. And that is probably closer to that one down there. So it shows similar growths, but they're almost always different. We've got two more pups up here. And it does come out reverted every now and again. As you can see down there, that grew like that all the way up to there and then decided to crest. There's also this bit down here, did some weird stuff. This came up as a mutant from the beginning and hasn't reverted at all. So yeah, it does everything. Really love it. Terminated up there. Yeah, there's always unique things happening. Stuff you don't see and stuff you only see once. This one is nice. We'll shift every now and again. Ribs. That one is TPC cross Jules Giant. That one looks like a bit of an alien. If someone can draw some sort of like alien just like that, that'd be cool. Love that one. That one's nice. That one's pretty much terminated. It hasn't grown in a long time. So it started off as one, split off into three, sort of almost cresting. And then as these get bigger, splits off into two and two again. So it could be quite interesting. This specific arm, I wonder if that could be isolated and continue this growth where it does various mutations and will split off into two, possibly three sometimes. Because that's 1, 2, 3 times it's already done it. So it'll be very interesting if it continues this trait. Another interesting thing that I'm quite interested in is getting these middle rib shifts. And this one seems to fairly constantly have this middle rib. It comes and goes, but a lot of the time it's still there. Love the look. If we could just do it forever, that'd be awesome. Oops. And that's something similar with this one, which all it wanted to do was pump out another rib, and now it's done it. It was doing it from about there on and off. Little whispers of it. And then it pumped it out, and now it doesn't do it at all. Unfortunate, because it's a little bland. But down there I was loving it. But it's possible I could cross this with the one over there, and maybe I could keep that trait of it wanting to put out an extra rib, but it never does. That would be cool. This one is Killer La Luna from Peru. That one is Jeans cross Trojan Llama. And this one over here is Big Plim cross Psycho. And I actually didn't notice it even had a pup on there, which hasn't done any of the middle rib, unfortunately. But how many ribs does that have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ribs. And this one's got 6. So this one could just be trying to put out the 6th rib, but it's unsure. And that one's got 5. Maybe that will revert. Sorry, that's got 6. That's got 5. And maybe that will revert to 5 and have this middle rib. But we'll have to wait and see. There's always little oddities that I see. That I think are quite interesting. That's about it. Thanks very much.